For those engineers that don't know MA Ford, they do a lot of different tooling solutions, but one thing we're going to talk about today with Nick from MA Ford is the Tuffcut die and mould range. Now, Nick, could you tell us a little bit more about how you address this market?
Well, one thing I will say, Mark, is that whilst it was originally targeted or aimed at the die and mould industry, and all the complexities that involves, because of the nature of the geometries we have to produce to machine those types of materials, what we found was that they then transitioned over to the more exotic materials, the likes of Inconels and that kind of material. So whilst it's a die and mould program, and it's very much, I mean, this particular range on my left here, as you can see, with all the long necks, small diameters, very much targeting this part in the middle here, that kind of 3D machining in pre-hardened and hardened steels. So that's very much relevant to the die and mould industry. But when you get into the aerospace industry and they're machining the difficult materials like Inconels and so on, Manels, mnemonics, then because of these very, very strong geometries and advanced coatings, we found the tools work exceptionally well in those sectors as well. So whilst it's a die and mould program, it's got a much wider application field than that.
So when you're looking at die and mould and other industries, it's not just the tooling and the design of it; it's also the coating that is the key, is it?
Yeah, I mean, the advances in coating over the last few years has been, outstanding. Somebody can't keep up with them. I mean, you have meetings with coating companies, and they brought another 3 out. So it is an area that is gaining a lot of changes, a lot of new coatings. I mean, they're finding these nano coat, micro coatings, because on some of these diameters we're down to 0.2 diameter. So if you coat them, you can affect the diameter of the tool. So they have these very micro, very thin coatings, so they don't affect the size, but they still need to be operating in these 62 up to 70 Rockwell materials. And because the geometries are very, very strong, as I said, that's why we found that they work extremely well on difficult alloys like Inconels and mnemonics, etc.
And the type of companies that you're selling these products to, actually, I've got another question. Are these standard products, actually?
Yeah, these are all products off the shelf, yeah.
Right, okay. So if you've got a company that is actually sort of working in the aerospace sector who are using some very, very hard materials, what you're saying is that your range of die and mould is not necessarily just about die and mould?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this product here, the smaller diameters, I mean, these go up to neck lengths of up to 30 times diameter, so very, very long tools. Whereas in the aerospace sector, they may need to use those kind of diameters, but maybe not that length. But the tools will operate in both environments, which makes them quite useful, because we're not restricted to the Tuffcut XR program that we looked at on one of my previous visits. This just expands that to say, right, we've also got these tools if there's a particular application where that needs to be used.
More challenging if you're talking to a customer or a potential new customer and they come to you and just say, can you actually make a solution because this is the problem I have? Is that something that you can actually offer from your UK facility?
I mean, because of the range we have and the extensive stocks that we have, generally we can offer a solution straight out of the box. If it's a bespoke particular type of tool they need, then we have the manufacturing facility in Leeds. We can design and produce pretty much anything the customer needs. We can then test in-house or at his facilities. Sometimes we get material supplied and then we run some live tests to see what kind of performance we get. If it's successful, then we take a live test into the customer. But yeah, I mean, with the range we have from stock, we can pretty much cover most things, but you can't cover everything, and you do need to sometimes provide a bespoke solution.
And one thing MA Ford, as it says on your strap line, is very, very much down to high performance is the standard. But is that the same with this range of tools as well?
It's with the whole program, Mark. I mean, all of our tools, any of our customers that use our tools know that they get that performance. It has the MA Ford name on it, they get that performance, and they get the consistent quality. So all of the products we launch, we will only put our name to them if we're confident the product is good, is fit for purpose and good enough for the market. If it's not, it won't be released.
And for engineers that are watching this video, do you carry stock of these tools?
These tools are all on stock, and they are part of our 1.2 million pounds stock holding, held in Derby, all next day delivery.
Right, great. Okay, well, thanks, Nick. So any engineers who want to contact MA Ford, please use the details on the screen.
Well done.